I hope you're enjoying the workouts we're doing so far. Please leave us some feedback on the Facebook page and let us know how you're doing. Or send me an email at mel.collier@live.co.uk. So if it's sunny where you are, can you send some down here, please, to Cornwall? Because it hasn't stopped raining. Not that we don't like the rain here in Cornwall. We love the rain, otherwise we wouldn't be so green. But at the same time, it's nice to balance it out with some sunshine as well. Anyway, so if you can't get outside for a little stroll today, then see if you can do this workout twice today. Don't know why I'm sitting like that, because we're not going to start like that. We're going to start on the hands and knees. So we're going to go into cat stretches. So have your knees hip bone distance apart, hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the tailbone and just lift the heart up towards the ceiling, between the shoulders, looking back towards your thighs. Start to lengthen the tailbone away from you, shoulders back, look towards your fingers. Back you go again, reversing that, tucking under, lifting the heart towards the ceiling. Hands grounded to the floor. And then gently sliding back the shoulders, looking towards your fingers. Two more, just rolling through the spine, feel that rippling effect through the vertebrae. Lovely. And last one. Allowing that head to release. And then coming back to that centre, so you're halfway between those two tilts, lengthening through your tailbone. Allow the ribs to drop down as if they're attached to the hips. Slide one arm forward, the opposite leg back, and float them off the floor without twisting the hip, staying long in the fingers, staying long with the leg. Now if you can keep your balance, take the arm and leg out to the side, and then come back in, doing 3 more. As if they're on tabletops, and you're just brushing the top of the table with the foot and with the hands. And then come back to centre, change sides. Now focus on your weight staying centred. So lift out of your wrists. So we're not sinking into the wrists, lifting out of the arm. Lengthen through the crown of the head, slide the shoulders back. Last one. And then come back to centre. Change sides. We're going to change it slightly. Float the hand and the leg off the floor at the same time. Let them come down, touch the floor, and lift again. 2 more. Keeping that length in the leg. And then change sides. Sliding arm and leg. Floating at the same time. Touching down and lifting. Last 2. Last one. Holding the hands nice and steady on the floor. Tuck the toes under, come into pike. Heels towards the floor, looking back towards your knees. Bend the knees down halfway. Push the tailbone towards the ceiling, and then let your heels come back down towards the floor, straighten the legs. Shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly start to come forward into that plank position. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Take the right leg out to the side, touch the floor, come back in, left leg. And again, other side. Staying steady, lifting the heart towards the ceiling. 2 more on each side. Rest if you need to. Last one. And then coming down with the feet and the knees, go back into child's pose. Reaching the arms forward, slide the shoulders back. If the head doesn't rest on the floor, make little fists with the hands and rest the forehead on the hands. Allow your shoulders to let go. And then slowly roll yourself up. Oh, sort yourself out. Oh, what are we doing next? The roll back or roll up. So we're going to do the roll up. So the arms are going to be out in front. Lift them up towards the ceiling. Look up at your fingers. Lifting the chest. Arms come back down in front, roll yourself all the way down to the floor. Now if you know you can't get back up, just stop halfway and then roll yourself back up. If you're going all the way to the floor, lift the head as you breathe in, exhale, lift the chest, coming up and over as if you've got a big rainbow, you're lifting up and over, lifting the arms back up towards the ceiling, arms come down, draw up the shoulders as you roll down. Stop here halfway if you're not too sure. Otherwise thighs all the way to the floor. Slide the rib cage down when you take the arms overhead. Lengthen through your fingertips as you lift up and reach up and over. And again, try and touch your feet to the wall in front of you. Really reach the legs away. Dropping the shoulders and lifting the arms. We're going to do one more. And lifting those arms back up and come down. Reach the arms down to the floor, take them behind your back, squeeze your glutes, lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling so you're in a straight line from the ankle to the hips to the shoulders. Hold it steady. If you want to challenge yourself, alternate leg lifts. I'm going to go for 3 on each side. This is an option, you don't have to do this, you can hold it still here. Last one. Squeeze the glutes, watch those hips are up, they're not sinking. And then slowly come back down. Bringing the arms back in front and roll yourself down to the floor. Reach long with your feet. And then roll over onto your side. Resting your head on your hand or on your arm. Bring the top leg in front. Now if you have the leg behind you, which is fine as long as your hips are stacked, because it's going to work the inner thigh on the bottom leg. So if you find that really twist your pelvis and you find that you're twisting in your back, then bring that top leg in front. Now if you find that you're slumping, you can always put your knee on a block or a book or a towel. Just helps to keep the hips stacked. So you need to check out your form. You need to know what your hips are doing, making sure they're stacked, that you're not twisting your pelvis. Okay, if you're not sure, just bring your leg in front and place a little towel underneath it. Flex the bottom foot, really reach through the foot, lift the leg. Lovely. Really lengthen through that heel, so as if you're pushing the wall away. Slowly come back down and again lift. So imagine you've got a stack of books, really heavy books on your inner thigh, and you're trying to lift against that resistance of the books pushing you down. Slowly coming back down and again lift. Good work on those inner thighs. And slowly coming back down and again lift. Shoulders away from your ears, relax the head. Excellent. Slowly come back down and again lift. Make sure your ribs are sliding down towards your hips so you're not arching your back. Pushing through the heel. Slowly coming back down and lift. Lengthen that leg nice and long, really gets into those inner thighs. Slowly coming back down and lift. You're nearly there. Keep smiling. Ready? Slowly coming back down. Last one, lift. Is it shaking a little bit? Rest if you need to. Watch your shoulders aren't taking over. They like to do that. Now you're going to come down halfway. Give me 5 circles in one direction with your heel. So you're circling the whole leg. And then come back the other way. 3, 4, 5. And relax the leg. Lovely. Roll back over onto your back. Okay, the leg you've just worked, let it relax for a moment. The other leg, lift it up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee if you need to, because we're going to go into the one leg circle. Bring the leg across you, take it down, around and back up. And again, take it down, around and back up. We're going to do 4 more. We're doing 6 in total. Got 3 more to go. If you find that's uncomfortable, just keep the knee bent. Try and pull the hip bones together, feeling a freedom of movement in the joints, in your hip joints. Reversing, coming back the other way. So when you've done 6 in one direction, 6 in the other direction. Almost as if someone's just put some WD-40 inside your hip joint and you're just trying to get that WD-40 to disperse all the way around, evenly around that hip joint. Really smooth. Last one. Bring the knee in, hug it in, and if you don't know what WD-40 is, shame on you. Bring the other knee in. I can tell that I've got WD-40 in my cupboard, can't you? I live in an old house, lots of things creaking and going rusty. And not just me. and take the leg up towards the ceiling. Bring the leg across, take it down and around and up. Lovely. So the bigger the circle, the more the challenge to keep the stability in the upper body. So shoulders stay down on the floor. Bend that knee if you want to. So when you've done 6 in one direction, off you go, back round the other way, as if you're winding yourself up like a clock and then unwinding. Last one. And hug the knee in. Release it to the floor. Roll yourself onto your other side. And we'll do the inner thighs on the other side. So see how you feel. You might be fine on the other side. One hip is usually tighter than the other. So you might be able to have your foot behind you on the other side. But if you find that's really uncomfortable and you're falling onto your back, bring the knee back in front. Push through the heel on that bottom leg and lift. So we're holding it for about 10 seconds. Slowly coming back down and again lift. La-di-da, 10 seconds and slowly coming back down and lift. Keep breathing. So that 10 seconds, you're not thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow or your shopping list or anything else. You're focusing on your body and your breathing. Slowly coming back down and lift. As soon as you start to think about something else, the shoulders will creep up. You'll start to slump. Slowly coming back down and lift. So focus, control, focus on your centre, concentration. Slowly release and lift. Slowly release and lift. We've only got a couple more to go. Keep pushing through the heel, straightening that leg. And release and lift. And release and lift. This is your last one. Yay! But you've got those circles to do, so come down halfway. 5 circles. Really circle deep inside the hip. And then reverse, come out the other way. 5. And then relax that leg. Whoa, well done. Roll over onto your front. Hands wider than the mat. We're going to do some press-ups. Oh yes. So come into that half plank position, on your toes if you want to. Heart towards the ceiling between your shoulder blades. Let's do 3 press-ups. Head stays in line with your spine. Keep that heart towards the ceiling so you don't sink between your shoulders. Come back to that plank position. Bring the hands a bit closer together. Take the right arm out in front as you keep lifting the heart line towards the ceiling. And then bring it back down, change sides, lifting and lowering. Try not to shift the weight from side to side. You're staying centred. Evenness in the knees. We're doing 3. I know. And then we're going to do tricep press-ups. So the hands stay quite close. 3 press-ups, elbows towards the body. Coming back in towards the waist. Those elbows stay close. Last one. Holding it steady, right arm goes out to the side, come back down, other side, and again, like little wings on a bird, flapping. Last one, tricep press-ups, elbows close to your waist, down you go. 2 more, you're on your toes if you want to, watch your form. Head stays in line with that spine. Last one. Elbow comes in towards your waist as if you're pulling something off the mat and pulling it in by your side. And do 3. Last one on each side. Back to the chest press-ups, hands wide. Stay with tricep press-ups if you want to. Watch the shoulders and off you go. 3. Last one. Lovely. Child's pose, relax. If your wrists ache, allow them to circle around and then come back the other way. and shake them out. And then roll yourself up. Bring one foot out in front, go into a stretch. Lifting the chest, lift the arms towards the ceiling, look up at your fingers. Squeeze the glutes on the back leg to push the hip forward. Bring the arms down to your side. Bring them onto the back of the pelvis without pushing the pelvis too far forward. Bring the elbows together to open up the chest. And push back. Bring the foot back in. And the leg comes in front. Hip flexor stretch, pushing forward, allowing the glutes to come forward. The hips are forward, come forward and down towards the floor. Squeezing those glutes just slightly on the back leg. Lifting the arms, if you can keep your balance. If you can't, keep your hands on your thighs, that's fine. And release the arms, circle them around, bring them onto the lower back, on the pelvis, elbows together. Keeping the chin level as if it's on a tabletop. Drop the shoulders, keep breathing. And take it back and release. And come down onto your knees. If that's uncomfortable, just come to a seated position where you feel comfortable. Bring the hands towards the chest, in a prayer position. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, push the hands up towards the ceiling and watch them go. Reach for that ceiling as much as you can. And then slowly bring the hands back towards the chest, pushing the fingertips together, focusing on the pressure. Drop the shoulders, deep breath in. And exhale, push the hands up towards the ceiling. Keep the fingertips pushing together and reach through the ceiling. And slowly coming back down. And take a deep breath in, breathing in all that positive energy. And exhale up any negative energy and pushing the hands towards the ceiling and watching them go. Drop those lovely shoulders. Push the hands away, around, out to the side and down. Open up the shoulders, bringing them to the floor. Roll your shoulders. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Nice big circles with your shoulders. And come back the other way. 2 more. And then allow the chin to drop down towards the chest, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the neck. As long as you haven't got any neck issues, you'll be fine. If you have, just leave the stretch out. And then slowly lift the head, look up towards the ceiling. And again, drop the chin down. And then looking up towards the ceiling. Come back to centre. Take the right ear over to the shoulder, drop the other side, and swap sides. And again, swap, and swap. We can do 5 on each side. Got 2 more to go. Make sure the shoulders don't come up by your ears. Just take the ear to the shoulder. And then come back to centre. Well done, guys. Good work. Hope you enjoyed that. If you get time, please repeat it. That would be great if you could, and let me know how you get on. And all the exercises are going to be on www.melcollie.com on my website for you to pick up and repeat when the 14 days are over. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. See you tomorrow.